Thiruchitrambalam, Hara Hara Nama Parvati, Padaye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, Sitsavesa, Sivasitambaram, Tenarude Sivane, Potri Natavarkum Miraiva, Potri Thiruchitrambalam, எடுக்கும் அக்கதை இந்த வள்செய்யுளாய் நடக்கும் மேன்மை நமக்கருள் செய்திட தடக்கை ஐந்துடை தாழ்செவி நீள்முடி கடக்களிற்றை கருத்துள்ளிருத்துவாம் உலகலாம் உணர்ந்து ஓதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நீர்மலிவேணியின் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தே வணங்குவான். சைவத்தின் மேற்சமயம் வேரிலை அதில் சார் சிவமாம் தெய்வத்தின் மேற் தெய்வமில்லனும் நான்மறை செம்பொருள் வாய்மை வைத்த சீர்திரு தேவாரமும் திருவாசகமும் உய்வை தரச் செய்த நால்வர் முற்றாள் இம்முயிர் துணையே. தில்லைவாழந்தனரே முதலாக சீர்படைத்த தொலையதாம் திருத்தொண்ட தொகையடியார் பதம் போற்றி ஒல்லையவர் புராணகதை உலகறிய விரித்து உரைத்த செல்வபலி குன்றத்தூர் செக்கிழாரடி போற்றி ஆதாரமாகிய மாணிக்க வாசகர் பாதார விந்தம் மணிவோம் பண்டு செய்த தீதான பாவங்கள் எல்லாம் தீர்ந்து ஞானோதயம் வந்து கூடிடுமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Dear devotees, welcome back to Periyapuranam Discourse series. We're here to think through the wonderful history of Perumizhalaikurumba today. Let me bow my head to the lotus feet of Devachekla Swamigal and also to the 57th Pontiff of Kunumbati Kalyanapuriyadina, Sri Guru Bhagasanidanam, Rajasarvamanikvasan Swamigal as well. With the blessings of the Almighty Lord Shiva, let's go ahead and get started with Perumizhalaikurumba Puranam. So, Perumizhalaikurumba was born in a town called Perumizhalai, and it's part of the Millalai Nadu in Pandya Kingdom, close to Pudukkottai. From Pudukkottai, it's around some 10 to 12 kilometers. Nayanar was born there, and he had a staunch devotion towards Lord Shiva, as well as his Shiva devotees. He felt very humble in the presence of the devotees of Lord Shiva. He served them well without any hesitation and with great respect and love. So always Nayanar's home would be crowded by the devotees of Lord Shiva. He would always be offering them great feast. Kurumba Nayanar had a great regard for Emperuman Sundaramurti Swamigal. He would speak very highly of Sundaramurti Swamigal. In the days of living with such nature, in order for the world to know the true state of infinite charity, Emperuman Nambiyar composed Thiruthonda Togai, Thirupadigam. Ever since Perumizhalaikurumba Nayanar heard about Nambiyar Swamigal, he started seeing him as his guru, though he never met him. So he made it his regular routine, everyday's duty to remember the footsteps of Sundaramurti Swamigal, who received Lord's grace and bow down to Nambiyar lotus feet, and he was chanting his name every day. So basically, Nayanar has kept Nambiyar as his guru without even meeting Nambiyar in his life. Nambiyar, the husband of Emperumati Paravayar Tayar, by praying to Nambiyar lotus feet with his hands, reciting his name in his mouth and thinking with his mind, he thought this was the right way to reach the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, Kailash, which Thirumal and his son Brahma could not fathom. So by worshipping Nambiyar, chanting his great name every day, Perumizhalaikurumba had attained the rare Ashtama Siddhi that anyone could get it. He could know the past, present, and the future. And that's because the merit of praising Nambiarur name every day. And due to his nature of striving for anything, he attained the eight kind of Atama Siddhis. After that, when the love towards the lotus feet of Nambiarur grows higher and higher, he became an ardent devotee of Nambiarur, and and then he started thinking the name of Lord Shiva, none other than the Panchakshara, as his surroundings, material, and consciousness. It's more like Jivan Mukti. He attained Jivan Mukti while he was living on this earth itself. And one day he learned it by the grace of Lord Shiva, because he gave him Atama Siddhi to see the future, that Sundaramurti Nayanar went to Thiruchitrambalam to meet with his best friend, the great devotee Sister Trina, one of the 69 Nayanmars, King Sharaman Perumal Nayanar. So they were doing a pilgrimage across the state of Kerala, Malaynadu, and then it was one day prior to Adi Swadi. Then Perumizhalaikurumba Nayanar came to know Sundaramurti Nayanar will be getting mukti the next day. He was about to return to Kailash, seated on a celestial white elephant. And he felt very sad and said to himself, Sundaramurti Nayanar is like the people of my life, the people of my I. If I is Perumizhalaikurumba Nayanar, people is Sundaramurti Nayanar. You cannot live without Sundaramurti Nayanar. And I cannot be without the people, because you can't see anything. So what will I do without that? And why should I live after he returns? Okay, should I have any reason to live on this earth when my Guru leaves this earth? That he decides, I will reach Kailash before he goes to Kailash by using the power of yoga. So what Nayanar did, he prayed to the Lord of Feet of Sundaramurti Swami, Almighty Lord Shiva, and he used the practices of yoga to take his soul through Kabbalah, through head. The head Kabbalah bone got open, and his soul came out of the body and reached the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. So he cast aside his mortal body a day prior to Sundaramurti Swami and reached Kailash to reside under the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. So that was one day prior to Adi Swati. And we are discussing this Puranam in the month of Adi. Sundaramurti Swami Guru Puja, Perumizhalaikurumba Guru Puja is coming up in another 2 weeks. What a great coincidence, right? Then Nayanar reached the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. So the moral of the story is, Perumizhalaikurumba Nayanar never met Sundaramurti Swami. Sundaramurti Swami also never met Perumizhalaikurumba Nayanar, but he, just like how Appudiyar was worshipping Thirunagar Swamigal, Perumizhalaikurumba Nayanar was worshipping Sundaramurti Swamigal. And by chanting Embiran Nambi Arurar name, he got Attama Siddhi. And by the power of Attama Siddhi, he was even able to see when his Guru is going to Kailash. So that means it shows the significance of Guru Bhakti in Shaivism. If your Guru leaves this earth, and what's the point of living on this earth? That was his level of Guru Bhakti. Not everyone can do that. That means Sundaramurti Swami, he was already living pretty much, living with Sundaramurti Swami every day. And he can't just live without Swami's Guru even one day. So that Guru took him to Kailash one day prior to Adi Swati. Even now, Perumizhalaikurumba Nayanar Guru Puja is celebrated with great feast and wonderful pujas close to Pudukkottai. So if you ever get a chance to go to Pudukkottai, Pudukkottai, there is no bus or anything because it's very outside. You have to take a taxi or auto to reach that place. But during Guru Puja, you'll have thousands of people from the Kurumbar community people, the Nayanar Guru Puja, Nayanars from Kurumbar community. So the Kurumbar community people gather, thousands of Kurumbar community people will come together and they conduct the Guru Puja festival with wonderful grand Abhishekam, Archana, and then a great feast as well. Great feast. And I had an opportunity to worship Perumizhalaikurumba Nayanar a couple of times during the Guru Puja in that place. Um, if you get a chance, you must go there at least once in your life. So with that said, that's pretty much the Emberman Perumizhalaikurumba Nayanar Puranam. We will continue the Periyapuranam Discourse series next week, and I'm very excited to talk about the great services of and fame of Liberati Payar Karikalamyar in the next class. Thiruchitrambalam. என்றும் இன்பம் பெருகுமேல்பினால் ஒன்று காதலித்து உள்ளம் ஓங்கிட மன்றுளார் அடியார் அவர் வான்புகழ் என்றது எங்கும் நிலவி உலகலாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். எம்பெருமான் பெருமழை நாயனார் மலர்டிகள் போற்றி போற்றி. எம்பிரான் சுந்தரமூர்த்தி சுவாமிகள் மலர்டிகள் போற்றி போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹரஹர நம பார்வதி பதையே. ஹரஹர மகாதேவா. சிற்சபேச சிவசிதம்பரம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி. என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் நிறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.